And welcome to the first Digimon video that I do. And I'm not going to get sued by insert company here. No, yeah, this is the first of the Digimon Partner Series. I had to find a good, like a background image. I think this is a good background image. Hopefully, like the images that I put on here are not going to be overly, like, it's not going to be overly busy to look at. So I did get one suggestion, but I already had wrote out a couple, so I would be able to like do the month's uh, amount of videos for the first month, and that way people can then start putting in their suggestions for videos they want me to do. Same with the Quirk series. I had videos already set out for those as well. Anyway, let's start out with the standard one. What is Naruto's Digimon partner? By the way, I actually like the way that if you're really looking, if you see Naruto, the Digivice right next to his head, if you're not looking behind his head at his hand there, it does look like he's holding that Digivice like a Rasengan. But so the way I decided to, first off, I'm not going to be drawing anything right now. I do have something that will enable me to possibly do more artistic stuff on the channel, but I got to get it set up, and that's going to take a little bit. But I am not going to. I'm not going to be creating any Digimon for any characters. I am going to try to not do any fan-made Digimon just because I don't want to steal artists' work. If by chance I end up coming across something, I will give the proper shout out to the artist who made it. Obviously, I do not wish to be stealing people's work at all. Um, and when it comes to the Digimon themselves, Digimon are very unique in the sense that you could, like, let's just use Agumon for example. If I do Agumon as the partner Digimon for a character, I could just go the Agumon, Greymon, Metal Greymon, War Greymon route. But the thing about Digimon is they have so many options of branched evolutions you can go to and honestly, there's like Agumon we know can actually turn into, especially with like Cyrus, multiple types of like dinosaur Digimon, dinosaur dragoness Digimon. But if you could rationalize it, you can go even further with that. Now, an example will come down to because spoiler, later this month we'll have Ichigo. An example will be Ichigo, because there is a Mon in this partner's Digivolution line that you would think doesn't work, but when you explain it out, I think does work. So sometimes you're going to see Digivolution lines that just go from the standard stage to the final stage with no confusion in between, no dilly-dallying in between. Others, though, might go completely out of left field, might become completely out of left field. And now, with all that being said, let's get to it. So with Naruto, I knew I wanted something that's energetic, lively, wants to help. Something kind of akin to Vemon, but not quite. And Vemon is a very energetic Digimon who is definitely very gung-ho. I wanted something kind of akin to that, but not exactly. So I'm looking through the list, and I'm also kind of doing this in a way where I got to either start with the rookie or start with the mega. I either got to know where it started, the Mon's line is going to start, or know where it's going to end, and then I can go one way or the other. Here, I quickly realized where I was going to start, and ultimately, you're going to know this is one of those cases where the line doesn't really change. It is the Hackman line. The Hackman line, I actually think, fits Naruto extremely well. So for those of you who are actually not aware of the Hackman line, the Hackman line is a little mini dragon Digimon who's got a little bit of fur. He wears a red cloak around his neck, and he's basically a royal knight, one of the three like seriously top tier Digimon that like help guard the network. Gankumon saw the potential in making him a royal knight and decided to temper him through training and rigorous trials. Hackman though is unfettering and restraint-hating, adventure-loving ways of life. It's probably due to Gankumon's DNA. It chases after Gankumon faces its rigorous trials, imposing with an air of composure. It has a masterful sense of combat due to its lineage and because it's training with its chaperones and sistermon sisters. It can more than hold its own against opponents, even if they're ultimate. It specializes in close combat and capitalizes on its keenness. It follows its dreams of becoming a royal knight like Gankumon as it fights through continuous battles. This is like a real good mirror to Naruto. Because Naruto, obviously, his dream was to become, and ultimately did become, Hokage. Well, I mean, while we don't have Hokage Pokemon, a Royal Knight is a serious goal to aspire to. If you admire the Royal Knights, admire specifically a specific Royal Knight, like Naruto apparently admired the fourth Hokage. I believe it is stated he did admire the fourth Hokage, without knowing he was his dad. Well, then you now, and who specializes in close range combat and can even take on opponents even stronger than himself, like level wise. Well, now you're looking at a Digimon that actually fits Naruto pretty darn well. So whoop, and we are moving something that wasn't supposed to be moved. There we go. So ultimately, that is, I think, the perfect little rookie for someone like Naruto to have on his team. So if you know the line, then you know where the next is coming. But if you don't know the line, then let's actually get into it. The evolution, the straight Digivolution line that without any unfettered differences of Hackman or Hackman is BowHukman. Now this is the best image I could get that wouldn't have like a white background or something like that that I didn't have to edit. It's a little blurry, but essentially he goes from this little four-legged dinosaur, a dragon, to a much more intense four-legged dinosaur dragon. He's gone through intensifying his sense of combat incomparably in achieving growth mentally, technically, and physically, much like Naruto did when he had to train with Jiraiya. And will you go away, ads? Oh God, come on, get off this page. All right, I'm gonna have to struggle to read this now because something is being very difficult right now. No, I don't want to go. Go away. Anyway, well, I guess I'll have to read through this. Okay, it's a combat expert that aims for the top. Again, much like Naruto, continuing training and accumulating combat experience, cultivated through battle with formidable opponents and digivolving as it battles. Its aspirations to the Royal Knights have risen as it's grown. And again, this once again just speaks to Naruto as a character. He got extra training. He grew as a person emotionally. He is still predominantly a combat specialist. No, I'm not looking at any of these attacks really in the same sense as Naruto's Rasengan or anything, but it's still it works for Naruto in that sense. The BowHukman seems to be a perfectly capable evolutionary companion to Naruto as the champion level. At the ultimate level, once again, if you know this line, all you know where it's going. It's Savior Hackman. Savior Hackman, honestly. Side note, I got the combo pack of Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory. Never played them before, but I saw them like, I want to play this game. And so I played it, and I loved it. I loved that game. And when I first played it, I'm like, okay, because all like the Digivolutions, when you haven't like found them or met them, are blacked out. So I see this logo. I'm like, what is this guy going to turn into? I'm like, okay, this next guy's kind of cool. And then I see Savior Hackman. I'm like, oh, that's edgelord as hell, and I love it. So, I mean, Savior Hackman is a dragon man Digimon. He's now gone into a humanoid state, which repeatedly met, and is a form of BowHukman, which repeatedly met and parted with Digimon over a long journey. Lived through many scenarios of carnage and Digivolve. It militarily intervenes the strife that occurs incessantly throughout the digital world, seeking ceasefires, and has brought aid to Digimon on site that have suffered harm. Not quite like Naruto, but Naruto always wanted to aspire to live up to Jiraiya's dream of peace. That does go towards Jiraiya's idea of peace, certainly. The result is not always successful, much like Naruto, but the tears it sheds before those tragic scenes make Savior Hackman strong. It's earnestly reaches out to the next Digimon to cry for help. Its legs are capable of walking bipedally despite being blades. Crimson blades are produced from both its arms and its tail. You can make an argument that could represent a bit of a Kurama's chakra. And its whole body has taken the aggressive style of a blade. The crystal in its chest is a crystal proof that it's refined its power with no lack of effort. And it has several key abilities, including Ledge Stride, which skewers opponents with its flying kick blade legs, Meteor Fire, fires rapid shot fires, and Trident Saber using the 3 crimson blades on its arms and tail, cutting even through Chrome Digijoy, which is near indestructible. Savior Hackman is just a really cool looking Digimon. What Digimon definitely always had over Pokemon is that they were really able to kind of over-exaggerate designs while still making them cool. So if you are aware, again, if you're aware of what this Digivolution line looks like, then you're aware that the final stage of the Hackman line is Jessmon. Now, this is the best image I could find I could use. Again, a very overly designed Digimon. But Jessmon was the newest member of the Royal Knights. He's the youngest member. He's also the most earnest and possibly devoted to justice. It exceeded the perfection shining from the crystal, just assuming basically the mega form and title Royal Knight, the highest of network security. It's endowed with the ability to sense unusual phenomenon. You can make that an argument for Naruto's ability to sense ill intent with Kurama's chakra. Unusual phenomenon and signs of chaos occur all over the digital world. And it's the first of any Royal Knight to come running. It's said it rather than acting independently, it makes coordinated responses with nearby Digimon and the Sistermon. This goes in line with Naruto, who initially used to want to just do everything on his own, but ultimately learned very much how to work as a team, especially in the later years. He very much learned how to work as a team and wants to just constantly go aid and help people. And its operation as a team relies on others, which is rare even for Royal Knights because it doesn't have overconfidence in itself. And while Naruto certainly has some level of overconfidence, maybe he's not, especially as he got older, he definitely knew when to take opponents seriously. Certainly. And what is going on here? Oh, that's what's happening. I hit the space bar on my keyboard. I'm like, what is going on here? Jessmon is the 13th Digimon to be considered suitable for a Royal Knight, tempered by the frequent rigorous trials of Gankumon, who noticed the makings of a Royal Knight. Because its ostegenerics leaves its physical abilities unbound by the laws of the digital world, he can overpower any enemy without taking a single scratch. That might not be quite that might not be quite in line with Naruto, but what it actually does is temporarily rewrites its own data to perform actions that transcend the laws of nature, such as breaking the speed of light to slash his opponents. This actually does kind of line up with Naruto, who, like many shonen protagonists, kind of tries to defy fate a lot and usually succeeds. So ultimately, that doesn't actually does actually kind of go along with Naruto's whole motif. So yeah, I think the Hackman, I keep saying Hackman, but it's Hackman line. The Hawkman line, Jessmon line. I think all of this Digivolution line really works well in favor of Naruto. I think this is actually a very good pairing for the two of them. Because they're not one-to-one, keep in mind. They both have different ideologies, I think, a little bit, and they both are doing things for different reasons. But ultimately, I think this is a good partner Digimon for Naruto to share in his ideals, but to also help him grow as well as him help it grow. So ultimately, that would be my thought for Naruto's Digimon partner in the Digivolution line that his partner has. But this is just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, I will see you for the next one.